Hey guys, it's Jason over at Kaiser Willys again. Today I'm going to talk about the various sidearm mirrors that we do sell at Kaiser Willys. So I've got these all red tagged. I'm going to list all the parts below, but I just kind of want to discuss some of these, the different variations that we have. We've got extendable mirrors where you can extend the arm. You've got these two right here. One is US made, one is import. We've got this one, which is a Kaiser Willys only product. It's a US made, doesn't extend, but it's more proper for the CJ2A. And then we've got the arms only. So let's say that you're happy with your mirror and you just want to get the arm only. And then I'm going to discuss also the different types of mounting brackets, because there's a 4-hole and a 6-hole style. And I just want to show you what that looks like. And then also I'm going to discuss kind of where to put it on the vehicle. Mine is a brand new body from Kaiser Willys, so I had to drill my own holes. I'll show you what that looks like. I've already done that. I'm going to just kind of show you how more or less I measure it, as long as it's the same on both sides and it doesn't interfere with anything else like the windshield frame, or if you've got some wiring, or on the driver's side with vacuum and that kind of thing, then you're good. But let's take a look at some of these. So here we have probably our most common mirror and arm setup that we sell. This is the import extendable version. So what you'll get, and the part number, again, I've got it red tagged so that it's kind of differentiated so that you can kind of see that, as well as for my sake, so I could talk to you guys about this. But what you have here is you have a little set screw. These come in a primer olive drab, so it's, you know, really good for it's actually, I guess you'd call it a primer, but you could really use this as that military OD and then just kind of roll with it with your MB or your GPW. But that being said, you've got this little hex screw here. So it's an Allen screw. If you loosen this arm will retract, and then you can tighten it in, you know, at the point that you like. It does come with this mirror here, and you'll see what you have is you've got a rivet and a rivet, and then up here you've got a screw. What this screw is going to do is it's actually going to tighten against the mounting plate of the mirror itself, kind of tightens up on this ball that swivels. I will make this note, because we have had a couple customers say that they got one of these that, you know, after they made a couple adjustments, that it was actually defective. If you loosen this to the point where it's no longer on contact with the plate that is inside here, you can never get it back in place. So please don't back this out in hopes that this is going to be like come off or anything like that. That is not how this is designed. Make sure that this is always screwed into that plate inside there at some capacity. Once you do, it's toast. So right here, you've got this nut right here, which kind of holds this whole deal onto here. And then you'll make your adjustments and so forth, kind of tighten things up as you go. You've got the extendable arm, but one of the big things to note when you're looking to purchase a sidearm mirror is you can see this has 6 holes, so 3 per mounting piece, because what this does is this is going to swivel this way on this, and then this is going to swivel up and down on the other, so you've got some adjustment. This is key, because as you can see with this one right here, you've only got 4 holes. So you've got that to play with, and you got to figure out, you know, if you've got pre-existing holes, what do I have? Do I have 2 on each one of these, or do I have 3 on each one of these? So that's going to be a big kind of differentiating mark here. Now, as I said, this one right here extends. This one right here does not. And this is more proper for the CJ2A to the right length. We also have this for the CJ5. This is kind of just because this is my Jeep setup, but we do have this same type deal. This really nice glossy, you know, black finish. And we have this in the CJ5 as well, probably about this long right here. So you can kind of comparatively see, but it does not collapse on the one for the CJ5. So again, this is really, really nice. Kaiser Willys is the only place that's selling this. 2 bolt hole style. It swivels here. You got the same thing here. you've got a rivet, and then you've got a Phillips head screw right here. That's what allows this ball to get tight and loosen up. If it's over tight, you've got a swivel point here, so this is gonna swivel this way, and then you've got a swivel point here, which is gonna swivel up and down. So it kind of gives you that flexibility to kind of put it wherever you want. Again, I'm gonna have all of these part numbers in the description below. So that kind of discusses these right here. And then we've got our US made kit that extends. And as you can see here, this one doesn't have the Allen set screw. It's a squared off, more like a pivot pin. And so this right here, you would loosen this would extend out. On this one, you've only got 2 screws, or 1 rivet and 1 screw. And it's a flathead screw, so it's a little bit more what would have been period correct with the hardware, because they like to use these flat blade screws instead of the Phillips head. So again, that's gonna keep it kind of tight. You can see this, it's an olive drab finish. So US made arm, 2 bolt holes, like more original flexibility, both at this point and at this point, so that you can kind of adjust it where you want, but you get this telescoping mirror here. So really great US made mirror arm. And again, I'm gonna flash these on screen. You guys can take a look at it, but I am gonna have these linked below. So that's the other one. Now, let's say that you're happy with your mirror and you just need an arm. We sell those. This is gonna be the one that's like the one I just showed you. 4 bolt holes. It's the exact same arm, right? And flash the part number, set pin, telescoping arm. You're just gonna have that mirror. Let's say you've got one that you really like, or you just want the arm and you don't need the mirror, so be it. 4 bolt hole. This one's a little bit looser, so you can kind of get an idea of the pivot. So it'll pivot this way, and then as well as being able to pivot on that axis as well. So that's the 4 bolt hole style US made arm. Then we have the import 6 hole style. So it's just like this one right here. First one I showed you, it's got 6 holes instead of the 4, telescoping arm. This one has just a hex bolt. So again, you've got multiple variations here, and then we have the hardware here. So this is gonna be a 4 screw. Like I said, I've already got the holes drilled in my body. So I have the 4 hole style. We've got the 4 holes, 4 screws. So that'll be for the 4 hole style. And then we also have for the six hole as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and move over to the body, and I'll kind of show you where I put those holes. All right, guys, so I'm on to the side of the cowl here. As you can see, I made these holes so I know what's going into this vehicle. But if you just purchased your vehicle and it doesn't have a mirror, this is what you're gonna be looking for. You're gonna be looking for, do I have a collection of 4 or do I have a collection of 6? Because that's gonna give me an idea of what I need to place the order for. So that being said, what I did was I basically got it to where it was gonna be more or less out of the way. And then I kind of measured over here and got right here. You want to keep an idea of what is behind here, because you've actually got a couple of vertical support pieces on the inside of this behind the dash. So I had to kind of figure out where those were going to be. I made my holes and my measurements based off of where the mirror was going to mount. So this is the style that I used. I took it off so that I could show you guys this video. So this will go right here. Then you'll put that hardware in place. Sorry, I went mudding. So this is kind of the arm, the way that it's gonna seat. So when I put this on here like this, it sticks out in the view of me being in the driver. So again, you got adjustments here. You'll wanna tighten these guys up. Once you get into the placement that works best for you when you're driving around, you'll want to tighten those up, because if they get bumped, they're going to come off of the different angle and all that kind of stuff. So really tighten them up once you're happy with it, and then use this screw back here to tighten up this mirror. because I have kids and they like to get in and out of the passenger seat, and they will bump this and it gets off all the time. And because they're not automatic like they are in the new cars, you gotta manually kind of push it in place. And you gotta be in the driver's seat when you do this. Otherwise, you're just gonna be guessing the whole time. So really tighten this up once you figure out where it's gonna work for you. But this right here, this is installing the sidearm mirror onto the CJ2A, but as well as just about all the other vehicles. You're just looking for this, try to figure out what pattern you have, and then order accordingly. So I hope this helps when you guys are deciding what side mirror you're gonna put on your vehicle. Thanks for watching, guys.